So many bags of tricks.
Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of D&D with the NerdTots. We're in our Rods of Dominion campaign. We're picking up exactly where we left off before. Quick recap. So our players had a little bit of an extended stay in Neverlight Grove with Stool's community, his people, and came to learn that there were some really weird things happening. At the end of it, unfortunately, they had to evacuate along with all of the uninfected mushroom people. So Neverlight Grove is now lost to the demon queen of the fungi, and they essentially parted ways with the myconids, the mushroom folks. They went one direction and our group went another direction, and they're kind of making their way towards another settlement in the Underdark called Gracklestug. And we're just going to pick it up right where we ended it on the last one. Our group is making their way through the tunnels heading towards the city, which I would say probably is maybe like a 10-day trip.
Well, guys, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for us to kind of keep our secrets from each other and talk in silence. So is there anything that we need to be prepping on this journey? Any codes that we should be thinking of?
I mean, all we can do now is just really figure out our next point of what we're going to be doing. I don't think we really have time for codes. We don't even have a plan of what the hell we're actually doing.
Well, we know that she's gonna try to head to Gracklestug, sooner or later, and she's gonna have to get there. We have to let them know what's going on, because if she gets to them or to that other thingamabopper and they join together, apparently, all hell's broken loose.
I mean, then I guess our only plot right now is to get there as fast as possible.
I still have the map. Okay, like where we're at right now. Can we pull up the map?
So we can see here, Neverlight Grove.
And we know that she's heading towards Artemis, the one at the bottom.
Gracklestug.
Okay, so where are we right now?
Well, we're heading from Neverlight Grove towards Gracklestug.
Correct. You're maybe like 30 minutes away from Neverlight Grove at this point. You guys went far enough to get to what you thought would be like a safe distance to kind of like just pause for a minute and then, go from have your discussion and figure out what's next.
Okay, so we're roughly like right around here.
All of our D&D viewers out there, I apologize, but I have this delicious soup that I will be eating intermittently throughout our episode.
Yeah, if you move that up a little bit, like I would say right here.
All right.
You're not very far out.
They're right there. Okay. So if we're right there and
Are we done?
What is this? This is not.
I saw the sharp lands.
all right, I removed my mouse.
All right, are we back in now?
Yes.
Never noticed, but there's a gallery of angels and a spiral of the horned king. Both things intrigue me now.
Well, apparently we're supposed to be heading to Gracklestug.
Yes.
Because that queen's heading to Armayikos. Who named these things down here? I swear.
Didn't we cut through the dark lake to get to the Neverlight?
You did not.
We did not. What did we cut through? Was it
the web?
Long?
You went around the long way, so you kind of like, I don't know if you guys can see the little magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So yeah, you guys cut around the long way. You skirted by the labyrinth, so you kind of kept your distance from Gracklestug to get to Neverlight Grove.
Gotcha.
So let me get this straight. She's heading down to Arimicus, right?
Yes.
That's where the queen's heading.
Well,
yeah.
So we're going backwards. If we go back that way.
DM's going to clarify real quick. I don't know that she's necessarily heading there.
We know she wanted that.
She wants to merge with that. Whether that means enticing it to come to her or she goes to it, I couldn't say. But
so either way, like from here to here, that's like going to be probably in the crossfire.
Yes,
likely.
but we try to avoid it. I don't know why we avoided it before, but apparently we avoided it. Now we're heading backwards. Just to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Okay.
what happened was that the Myconids, in part of what they did to help with the exchange of services you guys gave to each other, was some of the Myconids from the Circle of Explorers had explained that there would likely be some trade caravans coming into and going out of Gracklestug as part of just normal trade commerce, and most of them would maybe likely know a way to the surface, or at the very least be able to point you in a more direct direction.
Was Gracklestug where Topsy and Turvy dipped out to at that one point? I believe that's where they were from, correct?
They dipped out. Topsy and Turvy are
They're
deep
the
gnomes,
gnomes, yeah.
and they actually more than likely would have come from Blingdenstone, which is
Which is where
Gotcha.
Jimjar's from.
Yeah, I think that's where we were originally planning on going to Blindinstone and stopping at Neverlight Grove, just as a waypoint. But then shit got crazy.
Yeah, Blending Stone was where I was from.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I had suggested, but we went another way. At least we started to.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so right now we're about 30 minutes out. Based on everything that's happened to us and what we're thinking about, I think we're headed back to Grecklestone.
That was the last decision we made. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Just when we thought we were getting out, they pull us back in. Right on.
Oh,
All right.
I mean, not for nothing. Stools people were supposed to point us the way out, and they kind of just told us that people at Gracklestone would be able to take us. We didn't follow them, so maybe we could have followed them and then headed to the surface. But right now, Gracklestone is the only place that we know that they might be able to give us. They trade with the surface, so that's why we want to go there.
Okay.
Yeah, that also happens in Blingdenstone. That's something that Jimjar would know. Like, he knows that
Which also happens in Blingdenstone. So, I mean, at least we have in Blingdenstone. I know I have peoples there.
True, but in comparison to the journeys, I mean, unless the terrain is more rough going to Greckle, no offense, Jimjar, the journey is probably gonna be longer going to your hometown.
Yeah, longer, sure. I get that. But we literally passed the spider webs, which to get here, then we had to go, and we avoided Gracklestone before, in the labyrinth before. So that must have been a reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is we basically have to go and find another way back down because we can't go the spider route. We burned that bridge, literally.
It did melt away.
I mean, we can't go back to Neverlight. We have to go around Neverlight just to go back up to your place.
Which means that we're going to have to go by the Dark Lake.
Why don't we just go through the Dark Lake?
Because none of the places we want to go through the Dark Lake.
I'm assuming you guys. I'm just going to cut in real quick. I'm assuming you guys are just having like a leisurely pace as you're still moving.
Yes.
And having a conversation before
totally
we
walk and talk.
Absolutely.
No, we're walking towards Gracklestone. We're just talking about the general approach to Gracklestone, whether it's through Dark Lake or.
Because what is this right here? Is this some other type of? That's not really that thick, but
make it thick.
Like this right here. Is this?
That's what she said.
Like is there like a river there? Like what is this map indicating is there that may give us trouble?
Yeah, what kind of terrain?
So yeah, this this darker line right here, I would say could constitute some sort of underground channel of water. The shading really just actually more than anything indicates the depth of the Underdark. Yeah, so it's a little more.
It could be water. It could be a ravine.
Shallow, for lack of a better term here. But given you guys kind of came in this way already, the route is pretty familiar to you. So you already know that there were a couple of issues you ran into, like some of the lava, things that kind of come through, and some of the huge caverns and the spider web chasm. All of that you guys went through to get to Neverlight Grove in the first place. So you would almost be backtracking unless you wanted to take a more direct route to Gracklestug. In that case, it would require taking some different tunnels that you guys didn't come through before.
Okay.
Well, if time is of the essence, then we should just take the straightest path possible, even though it would lead us down places we aren't familiar with.
I agree.
Okay.
By the way, I still have my familiar with me. Can I have my familiar just as a passive? flying ahead of me and looking out for anything?
Yeah, whatever the range is on that, you can go out to that range. I think it's 100 something feet, maybe.
Yeah.
So based on this map and what you know, Jim Jar, how long do you think it'll take us to get to Grecklestow?
At this pace, the way we're walking right now, 10 days, maybe even 11. I mean, so we would have to pick up the pace if we can and try to find, if we're trying to, if time's of the essence and trying to cut that time in half, we'd have to pick up the pace or find some other means of transport.
Okay.
But it's not like you can just, run through all this. I mean, there are some things we have to deal with, of course.
No doubt. Okay. I'm okay with picking up the pace. That was just too crazy behind us. Yeah, we definitely don't want to have that catch up to us.
We need help. Bottom line, we need to get going and we need help. So
Right.
let's just do it. Anybody opposed to not necessarily sprinting, but definitely running and get a little bit faster? We have to put some distance between us and Neverlight.
And just out of character for the DM, who is still with us? I know Prince Darendil we still have, right?
Yeah, Prince Darendil is the only one. Well, him and the dwarf maiden, I forget her name. She is still with you guys, as well as Prince Darendil.
Okay.
But Slubadoblup, he ended up, pretty much everyone else that was still with you ended up leaving with the Myconids.
Well, Prince ain't going nowhere without paying me first and giving my land. So
Yes, and we lost our tree friend. Okay, so we only have the two left. And then there was
and
a
then
few.
there were two. No, then there were two.
This is true. So
Right, we did lose stool, but I did get a piece of stool or like an egg from stool, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
You did.
it was some
piece
sort of like
stool. Yeah.
like sapling cutling or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I have it in my inventory as piece of stool and then in parentheses, baby.
by the way, so Jim Jar and I kind of agree we need to pick up the pace. It's going to take us roughly 10 days.
I heard you guys. I had my headset when I went to go get my
Okay.
food. I'm with you guys. We can pick up the pace. I'm good for that.
All
Okay.
right, and you guys are taking like a direct route. You're not
As
really
direct-
backtracking before. You're
No.
You're okay.
New route.
Cool. All right. So let me just roll something real quick here.
I am going to go ahead and use my potion of healing real quick. My regular
Okay.
one that I have. That's what 2d4 plus 2 for a regular potion
I
of healing.
think that sounds right.
Potion of healing is for me it says you regain. Oh, I have a potion of greater healing. Never mind.
Right. I have a greater and a regular. My greater is 4d4, so I'm assuming a regular one is 2d4.
Regular is
Plus
2d4 plus 2 hits.
Gotcha.
Perfect. Thank you for looking that up.
Yeah, well, I actually have a couple of healing potions on me.
I'm
Good to
going
know.
to heal 6. I'm going to heal 8 points.
All right.
I'll put me at 20,
So
baby.
you guys end up making your way downtown. No, just kidding. You guys end up making your way into some unfamiliar territory. The good news is you've essentially traveled a couple of days at what I would say is a fast pace. Given what has happened in Neverlight Grove, a lot of the area around has been kind of stabilized in the sense that the Demon Queen has kind of quashed a lot of the wildlife that normally you guys would maybe encounter. So luckily the 2-day trip you have not only helps you because remember you still have drow somewhere out there that are tracking you. So the fast pace definitely helps with that. And you don't have to worry about any, you didn't encounter anything on the way. It was pretty much an uneventful trip. You didn't run across any food or water sources. So the rations that you guys have, you're going to have to deplete. And I'd say on a fast pace trip, a couple of days, 3 rations per person. So
1, 2.
that's going to be expended. So 3 per person for the 2-day fast trip that you took.
All right.
Okay.
So
So
just be
6
sure to
rations,
deduct those from
basically.
your, yeah.
Oh, would you need 6?
No,
You're-
oh,
you're-
no. So 3 per person just for the whole trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not
So-
6, like 3 per, whoever has rations, if you've got only 3 left, then after this trip you have none.
Yeah, and you may have to be asking for additional
Gotcha.
rations.
I'm with you. I thought you meant like 3 per day. So I was like, okay, so
No,
6.
no.
Okay. All right.
Like,
3
you-
rations total.
You guys
You-
ate light.
You freaking heavy head food mofos. If you ate
I'm
3 rations per
a
day.
growing boy, damn it. You forget I'm 13. I'm a growing boy.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so let me ask this question. For the fast-paced trip, did you just do a short little like 2-hour recoup rest kind of period, or did you guys are you guys trying to squeeze in like a short rest on top of that anywhere in there?
A short rest right now for us is full 24 hours, right?
It's overnight. It's like 8 to 10 hours.
So I would say maybe just go like 2-hour breaks and continue on if we're really trying to get there fast and we're making a point of this. Then I would say if it's cool with you guys that we do like the 2-hour break.
Yeah,
And then keep
I
going.
would say after, if we've traveled 3 days, then we may consider doing an 8-hour, because you've done 3 days of 2-hour breaks each. Then we may consider doing an 8-hour at that juncture, if anyone disagrees with that. Because
I'm
we're
cool with
traveling
that.
3 days in a row at 2 hours without any incident and everyone feeling good, then maybe after 3 days we could do the 8-hour, or maybe after the 4th day we could do the 8-hour.
I think I'm good with after the 4th day because we definitely want to cover as much ground as possible. So I think,
Okay.
yeah, after the 4th day, I think we're good for a quick short rest.
Okay. So you guys already had 2 days of travel, and right now, so the only person without dark vision is Harvey, right?
Yeah, still.
That was correct.
Roll me a d20, please.
But he does have his little
Oh, yeah.
gem though. So
I
that means he
have-
have-
Yeah, this is going to be a pass or fail.
Okay, just a straight D20.
Straight d20.
So he's rolling because he doesn't have dark vision. Is that what I understood?
Correct.
Okay.
I got 11.
Well, 11. Okay, so I should have asked this first, but did you guys? Yeah, this may require me re-rolling something. Did you guys travel with someone just helping Harvey, or did you have to enact some sort of light source?
I'll just
Did
see
you
if
He
choose
gave
to
me a
be-
necklace
I
that
mean-
illuminates as a light source.
so there's that, but also, I mean, from our experience, right? I would say that Harvey traveled in conjunction with someone else, but pulling out his stone from time to time, only intermittently. And Harvey, if you agree with this, it's also about like, did we hear anything, perceive anything in those 2 days that would have been like, everything seems clear, go ahead and take yourself a little 5-minute. And in his little 2-hour breaks, he could probably just like look inside of his shirt and just kind of be in the light of his shirt for 2 hours. So
Mhm.
those are the ideas, is that he had some intermittent light, but
Gotcha.
not that we lit the path the whole way.
Okay. All right. So
Does anyone disagree with that? Just to make sure I didn't make that call.
No, you're good. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
Okay. All right. So a couple of days, uneventful pretty much. Again, everything's quiet. You guys, no one's noticed anything out of the ordinary. You're making good time. The only downside is that you just haven't had an opportunity to
Long
you didn't have
rest?
an opportunity to forage during the trip. So you just
Right.
had to kind of eat into your reserves. 2 days in, and you guys are saying that you want to do your take an actual short rest at the 4-day mark.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
that's what we agreed on.
All right. So for the next 2 days of travel, Harvey, are you at any point going to be pulling your gem out to give yourself light?
That's a trick question.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
I'm going with yes.
You are. Okay.
We gave you a warning.
I know,
Okay. Do me a favor.
but my
Let's
my
go
character
ahead
is
and
still
do,
freaked out by the dark. So
Let's do a d20.
all right.
And this is just, again, going to be a pass or fail.
Have faith in the 20. Shit.
Yeah,
9.
You rolled a 9?
we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I witnessed it.
Okay. So a random item in your pack got destroyed because you ended up tripping. You were so focused on using the light that you weren't really paying attention to whoever it is you're pairing with. That's at that point that was helping you. You ended up tripping and falling directly onto your pack, and one of your items got destroyed.
Okay.
I've already removed it.
God damn.
Son
You
of
don't
a
even
bitch.
get to choose. It's gone.
hopefully it's not the bag of holding. That's where all my rations were.
Oh, that would be great if it was. Damn.
No, it wasn't. Oh, thank God. I
Yeah,
don't.
you just lost one of
He's
your
a
potions.
he's a merciless DM.
Oh no.
So,
he,
Jay,
he took away one. I
so-
had 3 healing potions. He took away one of them.
Don's not gonna let you talk.
Jay, don't remove 3 rations, by the way.
It was a 3-day journey.
You know, Damian, you keep some of this stuff to yourself.
Thank you, Damian.
I was just giving up the updates. I'm like, we're updating, right?
Yeah. So I guess
Get some of that to yourself.
once John gets back in, we'll go ahead and just go back into
All
it.
right.
Okay.
I already removed the 3 days, 3 rations that somebody chose to say instead of leaving it alone.
Hey, it just happened. It just happened, Captain.
I don't tell Jim Jar what to do. Leave Drax alone.
Well, technically, Jim Jar didn't say shit. It was Damien. So if you have something to say it to Damien, not Jim Jar. He's cool.
Oh, I did. I did. Leave Drax alone. Leave Drax the fuck alone.
So map is down, but you guys have had 4 days of travel now at this point, and really the only potentially bad thing that has happened is that Harvey had a little bit of an accident, tripped, fell, and broke one of his potions of healing. But you guys are now at the 4th day. And are you guys still on for wanting to take that short rest?
I'm okay with it.
Just quick check with everyone. Everyone wants to take a short rest. All right, yeah, we're gonna do that.
Mhm.
Perfect. All right, go ahead. Feel free to update your D&D Beyond characters with the short rest.
All right.
Short rest complete.
And nothing ends up happening at night. Or night, quote unquote, in the Underdark. Who knows? Your sleep cycle, everything went fine. Regardless of your rotations, there's no point because I rolled a 3 on whether anything was going to happen. However, who is on watch last? This is the person that's awake.
I'd say me and Shu. I probably.
I'll say I was.
Okay, I'll let you do it.
All right. So Drax, as you're recognizing that your shift is almost up and that it's time to wake everyone up, you start going around and like gently, touching everyone and kind of shaking them to wake them up.
Anybody.
Okay. How do
I'm
you?
kicking them?
Okay.
Kicking them on their ass. Get up.
All right. So
Get up.
Drax goes around kicking people to wake them up, and as you do, you notice that the tunnel that you guys were traveling in had like a small little alcove off to the side that you kind of just hold up for in the night. And as you're waking everyone up, you notice that at the one end of the tunnel, the direction you were heading, there's a very faint, misty, magical light that's kind of like very slowly kind of like increasing in your direction. You turn to look behind you, the direction you guys have been coming from, and you see the same thing, only much closer. It's only 30 or 40 feet away, and it's very, very slowly moving towards you.
Get the fuck up. Everybody get the fuck up. Get the fuck up.
Is there any other option than that way or that way?
Yeah, it's a solid tunnel.
Hey, didn't we see this before? I remember a green fog before.
Birdman, go fly in it.
What? So
Can I send my familiar into the fog in the direction we're going? Because that's the further fog.
Yes. So you want to send it into the fog?
Yeah, because I mean, if it takes a hit, it'll just disperse, and I can just resummon it later.
Okay.
I don't know if it's fatal or not.
Okay. As soon as the familiar breaks the plane, like the barrier of this magical fog that's rolling in, or mist, I should say. It's not really a fog, it's more like a mist. It immediately just kind of like dissipates out into nothing, and then unbidden by you, reappears of its own volition, this time in a microscopic version of itself.
You got a chibi.
So I'm looking at a microscopic, like a B-sized version of an owl, or
Yes.
smaller than that.
B size is good, yeah. It's substantially smaller. And I think the important part to note on this is that it definitely was dissipated, and you didn't recall it. It came back on its own.
Guys, I don't think that should touch us at all. Owly here is just tiny.
Can I
Buddy.
do an Arcana check on it to see if I can gather any kind of like magical essence, if it's like sentient or if it's just like
Yeah. And I think Arcana check would be appropriate for that.
OT?
Is there sticks all around the ground?
I got a 15.
15. Okay. 1 second here.
I'm just looking at this like I have no idea what I'm looking at, what's happening.
Okay.
Are there sticks on the ground?
Are there what?
Are there sticks on the ground?
Sticks on the ground? No.
It's a cave.
Shit. Oh no, I wanted to play short stick. Whoever gets the shorter stick goes into the mist.
Okay, so you're 15. You can tell that the energy of this feels demonic, very much in the same sense of what was happening in Neverlight Grove. You're getting a very strong parallel, noticing the energy of this is demonic in nature, just like the spores that were taking over and changing some of the myconid folks in Neverlight Grove also had like a demonic correlation or essence to it.
Gotcha. So
And as you're examining it, it is now closing in from both ends. And I'd say behind you guys is now 20 feet away, and ahead of you it's maybe 60.
guys, we don't want to touch this. This is
Yeah.
giving me the same vibes as the spores from where we just left. We need to find another way around this shit now.
Okay,
Can I
so
use divine sense?
Yeah, what does
Zark-
Divine Sense do?
As an action, you may detect good and evil. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or known location of any celestial fiend, undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. You can use this feature 2 times per long rest.
I mean, I'll let you do that if you want, but I'm assuming that Shu would have shared with everyone that it was demonic.
I'm just using it to detect where the person is, if it's a celestial fiend or undead. I'm
Gotcha,
just
okay.
using it as basically a tracker
What? Okay. What's the range on that?
within 60 feet.
Oh, okay. All right. Do me a favor and
Yes, sir.
roll a d10.
Come on, Drax, give us a way out.
Oh, baby boy. Five.
Oof.
Five.
5.
Right in the middle.
Okay.
Five.
So as you go to cast your spell, this magical mist is again still very slowly closing in on you guys, and you must be very close to it at this point, because as soon as you cast, it seems to like the energy seems to like pulsate and kind of like brush up against the beginnings of your spell. And what ends up happening is the spell itself is changed radically from what you initially wanted it to be. Instead of giving you a 60-foot range to detect the like evil presences, you have like instantly crammed into your mind a flash image of 5 distinct, huge, monstrous, immeasurably powerful demonic forces located in different places all around the Underdark. You don't have a sense of direction on it. So your spell definitely worked and it expanded the range. You can tell that there's at least five huge influences linked to this. And the brief flash that you had is gone, and the spell is back.
Drax dropped to his knees. Birdman, fly away.
where to? I'm a bird
I
who
just
can't
saw.
fly.
I just saw 5 really big motherfuckers, and we're not gonna be able to beat them. We need to run. We need to run.
5 motherfuckers that are close.
They're all. I've seen 5 big motherfuckers in different spots all around the Underdark. Let's get the fuck out of here.
GM, real quick question. You said was our cave? We're inside of a cave, but does the cave dead end or does it continue going?
It's actually kind of like it's like a tunnel, maybe 20-foot radius, kind of like portion of it that's been hollowed out a little bit, but it's just the one end of the tunnel and the other
Done.
end of the tunnel.
Ooh, okay.
You
Um,
are a bird
I'm
person.
gonna
you
fly
have
up
no
to that-
wind attack.
Guys, brace yourselves. I don't.
Oh, shit.
Fuck. Yeah, Jim Joe looks behind him. There's nothing behind him, right? The perception wise, there's no secret door touching of the rocks. And he's touching rocks. There's not enough room above this mist that's coming, right? It's on one side and it's on the other, correct?
Completely filling both ends. Yes.
Can't go out forward. Nothing behind us, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Let's shoot us
Brace yourselves.
What about that hollow point you just mentioned? That's up above.
Well,
No hollow point.
it's that's where you guys have been. You camped for the night.
Oh,
We were in the
camped.
hollowed out alcove. Is what he
My
said.
bad. My
Yeah.
bad. I'm thinking it was above where we were. above.
Anybody got light magic? Anybody know anything about light magic? And especially not you, Shu. Anybody got anything other than light magic?
No, the only magic I have makes me disappear, but I've already used that charge.
I got dancing light of damage.
But is it light? I mean, he said it's demonic. Is it light?
Oh no!
What kind of damage?
You create 4 torch lights within range.
I can make torches.
Kind of light I was looking for. Jim Joe's gonna hold his breath. Jim Joe's gonna hold his breath.
So the mist
You know
is
what?
still
You know what?
creeping up
Fuck it.
on us, right?
Drax
Yes.
runs into the
Yeah.
mist.
You've maybe got like 20
Drax
feet
runs into
behind
the
you
mist.
and 20 feet in front of you
Okay.
now at this point.
Okay,
Let's
what if
be
we
ballsy here.
just cause like a small cave in that we could build ourselves out, like collapse
We're
the
in
walls.
the cave. Why are we gonna call
It's
it
not
the
that big of a cave.
Collapse either
it's,
side.
it's more of a dent. It's like that little pull off on the side of a
Why
road.
are we gonna cave it in on ourselves?
Oh, ice
Here's-
wall.
Here's what I propose. We can do ice wall. Here's what I can propose as well. I can hold my breath indefinitely. I don't need to breathe it in, and then I can cast message from inside if there's anything that's like beyond it. If
Again,
there's a
I
safe
say-
spot.
Oh,
For
send
the
one
fourth
of the
time.
bone boys.
4th time I say it. Drax runs into the mist.
All right.
Okay.
Let's be
we watched
ballsy here.
Drax run in.
Okay.
Let's be ballsy here. Let's see what
Drax
happens.
runs into the mist and disappears.
Yay!
We have no mental communication against.
Hey.
Can I
But
can
you
I
didn't
try
hear
and-
a scream.
can I try and point and cast message in the direction he ran to see if I can get a connection to him?
Yes.
Drax, are you still alive?
Well, when you go to cast the spell, do me a favor and roll d10.
A
What did we come
D10.
here for? Just to look around and figure things out intelligently? No, we came to fuck things up.
I told you, Jim Joe said brace yourself and held his breath.
I too got a 5 on my D10.
You did. Okay. So right after Drax runs into this and seems to disappear, you immediately cast message. And as soon as like you can see like the extension of the message spell, and as soon as it touches the edge of this mist, it seems to change, and you end up getting a connection to someone that is not Drax, who says, "You have reached Grazalax. What do you wish to do?"
What the fuck?
You got a voice
I'll,
message.
I'll respond back. Hi, Grazlax. My name is Carl. We're trying to
Say
get through
hello?
this mist, and there seems to be something that's messing with spells, and somehow it connected me to you instead of me to my friend.
That would explain the other being I see that crossed the threshold.
Is it a big
Was
red
this
guy?
person a friend of yours?
Big red guy, kind of ugly. Looks really
I did
dumb.
not see him. I just sensed that something happened.
It was probably my friend. Are you in the mist?
I am not. Me and my compatriots have been studying this phenomenon for a few weeks now.
Do you have any insight as to that might help? Because
You
it's
don't
closing
have
in on
much.
us.
You don't have much time. I have learned some of the intricacies of how this affects spells. You have a choice. You can stay where you are and eventually let it close in, or I can help you at least get paired up with your friend again.
If you could help navigate us to my friend, absolutely. There's a few of us that I'm with. We're kind of a group.
How many
So-
total? Sentient beings only.
We're all sentient beings. Crap, that means Shu and Gaul gotta go away.
How many?
How many people? So there's 3. We have Darren Joe and then the dwarf. So we have 5 sentient beings in total.
Are we gonna be the new host of these things?
Oh, wait, we don't hear these conversations.
I-
It's just
Correct,
his-
yeah.
It's in my head.
I believe, yes, I can help with 5. I can help with 5. Tell everyone to remain perfectly still. This will
All
take
right.
30 seconds.
I am going to dismiss both Gaul and Ingress, and I'm going to grab the skull and grab the horn of each or one of them, put them in my bag, grab Ingress's spear and grab his sword, and I'll mention it, guys. All right, guys. Drax seems to be okay. I did not talk to Drax, however. I found someone else. He's going to help us. We need to stay still and stay close together. And if he asks, my name is Carl.
So I can breathe again.
You can breathe again. He says it messes with magic, but not with life.
Okay.
So if we hold on, he's going to help us reconnect with Drax. But yeah, but again, if he asks, my name is Carl.
So as you're explaining this to them already, all of you can start to feel like this faint tingling along all of your exposed skin. And as you're both looking at, everyone's taking a look, looking at their partners, and a little bit of fear is starting to set in. You're noticing that your limbs are getting a little translucent, and you're starting to kind of see through your extremities.
Mhm.
And in the blink of an eye, everyone disappears, and it's black. There is a little bit of light that you guys can see, and it looks like it's coming from some small fungus and fungi that are kind of like along the cavern edge, like this area that you're in. And I'll pull it up here now. And
This is
what you
just speculation outside of the game. Are we about to be the host of these 5 things?
You're asking the DM that, or?
Yes, out the game.
So before the game ends.
The host of what?
The 5 things I seen.
He's
5
in
bodies went in. Are you about to take Drax's body?
Basically, Jay's asking for spoilers.
I have rules against being touched.
So I'll continue. Everyone.
You must say blueberries.
All right, so everyone kind of pops up in this area here, if you can see what I'm circling.
Yep.
Everyone, including Drax, who's been standing there for just a minute, kind of trying to understand where they are. Drax has already kind of walked around a bit, and this is what you guys can see. You can see this tunnel going down to the left here, ends in a wall. It's closed off, and the same with the one down on the right-hand side. So it looks like the only entrances or areas you can move to are these 3 that are kind of near the top here. You can just see barely into the beginnings of each of these rooms. After everyone eventually sees each other and recognizes that they're at least all together, even if they're not entirely sure of where they are, you hear a voice in your head, and everyone hears this, that says, "You have reached the hidden temple. Know that I will bestow you with grand magical items, but you must solve 3 puzzles. Each puzzle you solve will earn you 1 item. Solving all 3 will compound the reward. Do you accept?"
I do.
Yes.
I do. Hello. I do.
Can we
Is
do it all
is it
together?
money? Is it money? Do we get money?
You will be doing this together.
Jim Jar, relax.
What? You know how I am about riches?
There
I
is
love
only
that crap.
one catch.
Uh-oh.
Damn it.
Why didn't you start with the catch first?
You have agreed to the terms. Now you must learn all the rules.
You could have said that from the beginning.
The catch is you have 2 hours, and it starts now.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Bloody hell.
Should we just
Birdman,
work
I'm
from
happy you're alive.
this first?
So I pinched him to make sure he's alive.
Okay.
Guys, we have 2 hours to figure out 3 things. And I know this group, we don't really do that very quickly.
All
So,
right, so the middle room, we go first.
which one?
Middle room.
All right, you pick the middle room. If we survive that, then someone else picks the next room. Deal?
Okay. Fair. All right. So we'll go straight down the middle room. It's the
Okay.
closest door. Oh,
All
damn.
right. So as you step into the room,
We're gonna die.
We're still gonna die.
as you step into the room, it's a well-lit room, and it has a mirror on the far wall. So what you guys are seeing right there, that like little hallway section, That's not really a hallway. It's just a wall. I didn't have time to change the map. It's just that's where a mirror is. So you're seeing a mirror there. As soon as all of you step in, the hallway that you used to walk into this room suddenly closes by some sort of magical force. You all spin to look and see that now what you walked through has now been replaced by a completely solid wall. In the reflection of
Is
the
this
mirror
part of
that
the
you
room?
see, huh?
Part of the rule.
Talking to
What?
the guy in our head.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said though.
Oh, is this part of the rules?
That you don't hear any response.
Damn it, I hate
Noticing
telemarketers.
the reflection on the mirror, in the mirror, you can still see the hallway behind you.
So ahead of the door behind us closed and we can't see behind it. We can't see behind us. That's gone. But in the mirror, we still see it, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So in the mirror, is it that
Baby
we
boy,
can't-
we're gonna need you on this.
we
Look alive.
the mirror shows us what reality is, or we're in a like illusion, maybe?
Well,
Hold on.
maybe, but maybe we should just try.
Hold on. John,
Everything you
hours,
see in the
gotta
mirror
figure
is
out puzzles.
a reflection of what you're seeing now. The only thing that's different is that the mirror is reflecting and showing you the hallway that you just entered
Is there
from.
any like rock or rubble that I can pick up off the ground?
Yeah, there's a couple of rocks and like pieces of,
I want to pick up a rock and walk towards the mirror, but not and stand in front of it holding the rock like this to see if the rock is reflected and see if I'm reflected.
yes, you approach and you see that the rock and yourself are reflected accurately.
So that's the only thing in the room is just the mirror.
Correct. And like whatever, like little bits of like,
Rubble.
couple of rocks and stuff. And the
Uh,
lanterns in the corners.
Can we
So-
touch the mirror? Is it fully solid or is it allow like?
You go to touch the mirror.
Mhm.
Is that what you're saying? You go to touch
Yeah,
the mirror?
I'm gonna put my hand on the mirror.
When you go to touch the mirror, your reflection also reaches out and touches the exact same spot, your fingertips. However, when you touch it, you feel fingertips. You don't feel a cold mirror surface.
The beginning of the other side. Directed by Damian. Alpizar.
Great plugin.
You know what I'm saying? I saw the lob and I had to
So
go.
I'm gonna touch the mirror and be like, that was weird. I could feel my finger, or I felt its fingertips.
I try to walk through the mirror.
You end up walking into your reflection of yourself and bouncing back.
Ooh.
And it doesn't feel like you walked into a solid mirror surface. It feels like you walked into another person.
So I go like this. I
mean,
tell you
it felt
guys,
weird.
look at the mirror, and I walk to the area where the hallway would have been, and I put my hand on the space where the wall is. Does it look like my arm's going through, or does it?
No, your hand touches solid wall.
Couldn't be.
Can I
so
throw the
simple.
rock next to Adon and see if it hits solid wall as well?
Yes, it hits solid wall.
Okay. So all right, I want to investigate the room.
Hold on, Adon. Now, Brett, you know we're a bunch of dumbasses. You can't make these puzzles that hard.
It's
okay.
only been 5 minutes.
And I'm already telling you this 2 hours ago.
Okay, so while Adon investigates, just to be clear, so there's a mirror and then there's 2 torches on the corners opposite of the mirror, correct? Okay, all right.
Yes, yeah.
Proceed, Adon. Proceed.
I got 11. Anybody helping?
For investigation?
Yeah.
Yeah, one more person can help.
I want to investigate the torches, so I'll give him advantage to roll if he wants to do that.
Okay. You can roll again, Adon.
I got 12.
Oh,
I am not the detective of the group, peoples.
can somebody with a +2 investigation investigate?
I am the
All
plus
right.
2.
Oh, Jesus.
I have a +4.
In investigating the room, everything so far seems normal. The torches, you played with them, you kind of pulled them out of their sconces out of the wall and put them back. Everything seems normal. Again, the only thing that seems somewhat out of place is the actual reflection in the mirror, and of course the experiences of those who've touched it as well.
Okay.
What are those Carney games where all those mirrors are in?
The fun house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting fun house vibes out of this.
So what'd you guys feel when you touched the mirror? Did you?
I felt fingers like
I felt like I walked into another person.
All right. Someone else touched the mirror with me at the same time.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I want to reach up and touch the mirror, and I'm expecting to touch
Reach up. I'll reach up and touch the mirror with him. at the same time.
And both of you end up touching your reflections, but again, doesn't feel like a mirror. Feels like you're touching someone else's.
Okay.
Can I
And at that moment,
push?
can I pull the arm that I'm touching?
Can you pull? You go to reach through to try and grab, and your reflection also reaches through to try to grab, but you can't get past each other because you're like just butting up perfectly every time you tried.
I yell out,
It's just-
can you
What
grab
happens
each
if my
other's?
reflection touches his reflection?
Yeah.
If I bring my hand to his hand.
it's an accurate reflection of what happens. Yeah.
Okay, so
So we
hold
need
on.
something that's
Damien.
inaccurate.
Damien, reach up
And
and grab
again,
my
like,
hand
as you guys are doing this,
and I'll pull.
as you guys are doing this, you are not feeling like you're touching a mirror. You're feeling like you're touching like flesh.
Would something happen if I took my hand since I'm touching myself and I took my dagger and just kind of like nicked my finger on the mirror? Would it nick its finger?
Okay, so you pull out your dagger, and you go and nick your finger just a little bit, and you see a little trickle of blood. Your reflection, however, just barely goes to the edge and doesn't actually end up cutting itself.
Huh. Hey guys,
Okay.
I take a dart and I throw it at Jay's reflection. His character's reflection. Drax. I don't know why I'm.
So you throw it at the mirror?
I'd throw it at Drax reflection. Yes.
Okay. Your dart ends up shattering the mirror, and
Son of a
it
bitch.
breaks and like falls to the ground in thousands of pieces. And then just as quickly, it almost like you're watching it like in reverse time, reassembles itself back into a perfect reflection.
don't do that.
But we learned something new.
What did we
did.
learn?
We did. But that you can't break the mirror, but it didn't want to cut itself when I cut myself. So, hey, this is gonna seem weird, but hey, Drax, would you mind just doing a little nick on me? You know, nothing too crazy, just like a little nick. Can you not kill me when you do it though? Just like a little peek. Just want to see what
So
happens.
Drax looks at him and goes, I see where you're coming from. Drax grabs his dagger and runs his blade all the way down.
Fucker.
On myself, not on you.
Oh, okay.
Your reflection mimics the gesture, but doesn't actually cut itself.
You're cheating, sir. You're cheating.
I don't think they're
Drax,
reflections.
do me a favor, perception check.
Absolutely.
Can I do a perception check as well? Since I'm watching the two of them.
He didn't talk to you. He talked to me.
Oh, okay.
Wait your turn. 16.
16?
Yes.
Okay, nice. So after you do that, you're watching your reflection and you notice it doesn't cut itself. However, you very briefly notice that there is just the slightest change in the facial expression of your reflection. You, who were not scared at all to cut your arm, your reflection, however, seemed hesitant and fearful for a brief second.
Hey, Mimic, why are you scared of cutting yourself?
Your reflection looks normal. You're speaking to your
Okay.
reflection as it's speaking back to you.
We're going to play this game. Hey, I seen his real face. That's not us. Hey, let's play. Who can cut ourselves? You're scared. So how are you a true reflection?
It's just not responding. It's just everything looks normal as far as the reflection's concerned.
So it's just the mirror hanging on the wall, or is there
Yeah.
space
Hey,
behind
hey.
it?
Hey, Drax, since you're not scared of anything, catch. And I want to actually I want to cut Drax with my dagger. Let me see
You're
your other
throwing
forearm.
it at me?
Yeah, no. I want to cut your other forearm with my dagger. Just trust me. Because I'm forcing my reflection to cut his other reflection's forearm. They won't cut itself. Let's see if they'll cut each other.
Mhm.
All right, go ahead.
So you go to reach to cut Drax, and your reflection matches that all the way up to the point where you're actually cutting. And do me a favor, Damian, perception check as well.
That was a 5.
A 5? Okay. So just as your reflection is about to cut, it stops. It's almost like it's frozen. You in real life are you have cut Drax's forearm. Your reflection stopped right there at that point, and then this is where it gets different. The reflection is now looking at you, standing like flush on to the mirror, but you are turned, so it's no longer like a perfect match of what you are doing versus what it's doing. As soon as you step away from Drax, the reflection speeds up and catches and starts matching your reflection and your actions perfectly.
All right. Do you guys see that? It glitched.
So
Okay.
breaking it ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, but we can't just stab and kill each other. So we got to figure out something. I mean, obviously
Who
they're
said
not willing.
anything about breaking and killing each other.
Can I
Well-
walk up to the mirror? I want to put my hand on it, and I want to try and see if I can press my palm further on it and see if I can hold hands with myself.
As you do that, so like this is kind of what that gesture looks like. You put your hand flat, and as you're trying to grab, it's doing the same thing. It's a perfect reflection and representation. You go to turn your hand to try and lock, but it turns as well. It's again a perfect replication reflection, but you are feeling like you are touching skin and fingertips to, and skin and fingertips to skin and fingertips. Like it's flesh that you're feeling,
Hey.
not a cold mirror.
Put your hand flat on the hand that you feel.
Okay, and then go flat hand.
I stick my dagger through both their hands.
So you're stabbing your dagger through Shu's hand?
Yes.
All right, it goes through Shu's hand.
It should go
and-
through the other.
and shatters the mirror.
Damn it.
It breaks and cracks. It doesn't actually come all the way down like it did when Harvey threw his dart. You just see splinters and cracks of it, and a couple of pieces fall off. Shu, of course, I'm assuming at this point, is pulled away with his hand wound. By the way, Drax and Shu both roll a d4 for damage for me.
Yeah.
You
Um,
got stabbed
and the
cut.
mirror, just as quickly, once everything settles and it
Three.
seems like no more pieces are falling, it
Yeah.
reverse time reassembles itself into a perfect mirror.
Shu, don't you have that mental thing that you can do? Can't you do it with those things in the mirror?
I'll try it. Can I cast message at myself in the mirror?
Yeah.
I would like to cast that and be like, so what's the deal? I can feel you, but just barely.
So what's the deal? I can feel you just barely. It's
It's mimicking
repeating
what I
back
said.
exactly what you said, but it is delayed.
This is like
Gotcha. It's guys, it's saying it's repeating back exactly what I just asked to it.
so. From what we've seen, they do exactly what we do.
Can
but
I
they
do an
won't hurt
arcana?
each
I mean,
other.
obviously I know it's magical, but can I do an arcana just to kind of perceive if there's anything or anything in the mirror that is different other than what that hallway, or is it? Or we've already made the fact that it is magical. We know it's magical, but I'm just
You
wondering.
can do an Arcana check.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's only an 8. Perhaps if
Yeah, I mean,
someone
you
else
can
had a
tell
better-
that there's obviously some magic involved somehow. But the details of it are not clear to you at this point.
The only thing that the only reason we can see our reflections is because there's lights on, right?
God damn it.
Well, I mean, yeah, technically, yeah.
So you want to take out the torches?
You want to snuff them out?
Hey, if they can't see us, then maybe they can't mimic us.
Okay.
Do we know these things are creatures?
Well, we don't know, but
No,
obviously they
we
won't
don't
cut
know.
themselves, so
Before
maybe
you,
they don't have our abilities. Like we could see in the dark. Maybe
Before-
they can't.
before you do, I'm gonna sneak underneath the mirror. Like I want to go to one of the corners, come underneath the mirror, at the same time grab my dart that was on, when I threw it, and I'm gonna see if my hand comes up when I try to raise it above the mirror. Like, does it matter if I'm looking at it? Can you guys see if my hand's reflection shows at that point?
They see a perfect reflection of what you're doing. Yes.
Well, it was worth a shot, guys.
However,
Oh.
is there anyone standing next to the mirror right now?
I'm
I would still
underneath
be
it.
next to it. I wouldn't. I don't think I
Yeah.
would. I haven't.
His
moved
hand's
yet.
still there. Yeah.
Okay, so Shu, perception check, please.
Perception. It's not good. It's a natural 20.
Woohoo!
You notice that Harvey's reflection has a look of confusion on its face.
Wait, but I'm underneath. How does this see my face?
Well,
Can-
so if he's standing right next to the mirror, he can see you. He can see your face. He can also see the face of your reflection.
But it can't see you, so it doesn't know what face to make.
Oh,
Correct.
okay.
Can I cast message on Harvey's reflection and say, "Why are you so confused?"
Why are you so confused?
God damn it! I thought if it wasn't my reflection, it
Jay,
would work.
Jay, hey, Drax, grab that torch. I'll grab this one. Guys, let's just prep. Here's the deal. Come huddle over here real quick.
Okay.
Can I speak with them quietly so that they can't really hear our reflection? I'm going to try to be as quiet as possible. Ready?
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to put the lights out. These things can't 100% follow us. as soon as we do, we gotta just move in the darkness as fast and much as possible. Just be very random and see if they can keep up. Maybe there's a way out, but we can confuse them. We can see. Maybe they can.
I can try to make these things scared of me, and they have to move away from us.
I also
Okay.
have a plan. So when the lights go out, I will also do what I'm planning on doing.
Sweet. All right. Everyone basically do something that everyone else doesn't know, but we're going to do it in the dark. This can't go wrong.
I just start holding onto my necklace underneath my shirt. It's
Somehow I feel like this is gonna go terribly wrong.
Okay.
We're going to try it anyways.
So you all simultaneously snuff out the torches and then do your thing.
Yes,
All right.
I have dark vision, so I can still see them.
I can still.
You
I
can
have
see
dark
the
vision as
mirror.
well.
You can see the mirror and so anyone with dark vision looking at the mirror, you don't see your reflection anymore.
Okay.
okay. And I'm just
Once
like
the
this.
once the lights are off, I'm going to cast Minion of Bone, and I'm going to spend a sorcery point to twin it, so I can bring back both Ingress and Gaul at the same time before we light the things again.
I'm going to actually walk through the mirror.
You this time, instead of feeling like you're bumping into yourself or bumping into flesh, you very clearly are bumping into a mirror. And do me a favor, make an Arcana check.
This time it was a whopping 6.
Again, you're having a lot of trouble pinning this down, but you're no longer sensing a magical presence about this mirror.
Guys, they need light. What happens if we break it now? They're not here to fix it.
Yeah, wait. Before anything, is the hallway door still there?
Well, you
Can I
can
look-
see it's pitch
Can I
black in
look?
here.
Can I look back
No,
and see if the hallway opened up
No,
behind
I
us?
can't see. I'm asking them to look.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So yeah, anyone who looks and can sees that in the mirror, you can vaguely make out the reflection and see that there is, in fact, still an open hallway in the mirror part. But when you're looking behind yourself, it's still a solid wall.
No, in the mirror, yeah, but right now there's nothing there. Can I walk back towards a solid wall to see if I can go through it?
Yeah, you walk back and you're looking and it's a solid wall.
Wall's still here, but it's still not in the reflection. But our goons are gone. Any ideas?
Let's turn the lights back on.
No. How about we break the mirror? See if it comes back together.
Well, let's turn the lights back on first to see if they can copy new things, and then we can always
Hold on.
snuff the lights out again.
Hold on. I'm going to use disguise self. It's a cantrip,
Okay.
and I'm going to change myself to stool.
Before we bring on the lights, should we see if they come up if I bring out my necklace?
Hold on. I'm just going to change myself to stool in the dark, so that way they'd have to deal with something completely new. Hopefully,
Okay.
is that cool, DM?
Yeah, I don't know if disguise self lets you like completely physically change enough to match like a 6 foot tall.
Oh, he's too big. Oh, that's right, because I'm tiny. I just want then I'll look like one of my boys from back in the hood, from back in the day. I look like a completely different Jim
Okay.
Jar,
Yeah. Oh, well,
a
you
female
can,
Jim Jar.
you can make yourself look like Stool. It won't be as tall. You'll be like a miniature version.
That's
of
fine.
Okay.
I'll be
Mike
mini
and
stool.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool then.
All right. So before we hit the torches, let me know when you're ready, and I'm gonna take out my necklace to see if that makes anything different.
Jim Jar kind
Uh,
of checks himself out, and he's like, "All right, cool, yeah, this I'll do it."
Who else? So Harvey, where are you? Like, are you walking up to the mirror with the light, or
Well, I'm gonna take out my necklace and then walk up to the mirror. I'm coming from the
Okay,
back
so as soon as
lower
you take
lower
it
left
out-
corner.
everyone can very vaguely see because it is very minimal amount of light. You can see your reflections very shadowy. It's hard to make out details, but you can clearly see the light source reflected in the mirror as well.
But do we
Does
see?
Gaul and Ingress have a doppelganger now?
They do not.
And
Maybe
then do we
not.
see our other doppelgangers in there? Based on my light.
Yes. Yeah, including the increased height that Jim Jar gave himself with the disguise self is also accurately reflected in the reflection. You know, again, like you can't see full detail because there's not a lot of light, but what you can see looks like a match.
Okay, so it's not the torches. It's definitely the mirror. And I go to touch the mirror, and
Arcana check.
damn!
Can I, while he's doing that, can I also have Ingress try and touch
I
the
did a
mirror?
good roll. 21.
Yes. So Adon, before Ingress touches it, just because I want to make sure you guys have a chance for this, uh, with your Arcana check. So you very, like this time when you go to touch, you can feel the magical energy and you can tell that this is some sort of portal, and you're just not able to physically walk through it because you're bumping into your reflection at this point. So you're able to kind of like really get a good sense of like how this works, and you definitely know from examining it that it's a portal that you guys need to get through somehow. After you do that, you're kind of like sitting there processing this, and then who was it that was going up? You had one of your minions.
Ingress. I had
Ingress
Ingress
goes
walking
up
to it.
and is able. And what do you want him to do?
To put his hand and see and like try and like push.
He puts his hand through and is able to push, and it looks like he's just able to like he's crossing over, like his reflection, there's no reflection, so he's just able to kind of just put his hand all the way through, and it looks like it's going into the other side.
At that moment when I realized that, I turn to Ingress, grab my reflection.
Ingress ignores him, and I just in my head tell him to keep pressing forward and go all the way through, and then once it's through, to turn around and give me a signal.
Are the lights on or off?
Only my
It's just
necklace.
the light from the little jewel that Harvey has.
All right, fuck it. Let's light the fucking candles. Light the torches. Light the torches.
Well, so real quick, what were you having Ingress do?
Ingress was ignoring Harvey and just walking through the mirror.
Okay.
And once he got to the other side, I just wanted him to turn and signal to me if he can still like see us.
Yes, he does. He clearly can do that. Yes.
Okay.
He's on the other side at this point.
All right, guys. No reflection.
Jay,
no problem.
So sorry, Drax. Right after Ingress turned around and did the thumbs up, Drax then asked his question about turning on the lights or relighting the torches.
The lights just bringing our reflections back right now. Put your light away.
I got an idea. Turn the torches on.
Okay.
Okay.
But
We
shoes
can
on.
blow
All
them out.
right, go for it. I
You
mean,
can always blow them out.
light her up. Shoes on the other side. That'd be a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
No,
So
well, shoes
the
on with
torches
us.
end
Ingress
up,
is on the other side.
the torches end
Sorry.
up. Is anyone currently touching the mirror?
I
No.
was briefly. Yes, I was having.
When the lights are lit, is anyone touching the mirror?
I would say I am.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. So as soon as the lights come on, you're touching the mirror. The sensation that you were feeling before of like touching someone's skin, like like you're touching yourself even, is magnified and increased dramatically once the lights are, once the room is lit properly again. And you see in your reflection a hint of a small little smile. And I'm going to ask you to make a perception check.
Oh shit. 12.
It's not bad.
You do not feel threatened by the smile.
I think they want to be friends.
Well, okay.
And to answer any questions, Ingress is still on the other side, even though the reflections now are like full clarity because the light. They're still accurately representing you guys as reflections, and nothing has happened to Ingress. He's still over there.
I gestured to my bird self, like, come this way. Come this way. So I'm gesturing.
Your reflection shakes its head and says, "No, you come this way.
And
I insist."
And I say, how? I'm like trying to gesture like how.
It's now not accurately reflecting you. It now steps to the side and says, "Please come."
I think it wants us to go that way, guys.
Well, then, I mean, go for it. I'm trying to get the prizes, man. And if that's the way to go, then go right ahead.
Okay, so I push my I now that it's gestured to the side, I'm gonna go ahead and put my hand through and see if I can cross over.
Yep, you're able to walk through.
How did you do it?
He asked him to come over if it's okay to come over. He asked his reflection if it's okay.
I was gonna go up to the mirror and say, "I accept myself," and try to walk through.
Your reflection says, "I accept myself," and you walk into yourself.
Can I pass through? Yep, wrong voice. Can I pass through?
You know what? Yes, you can. And your reflection steps to the side and beckons you to walk over.
I appreciate that, gentle sir.
And I
Okay.
walk up to the mirror and go, "Hey, and it sounds kind of silly, but are we cool? Can I get on through there too?"
Fuck yeah, we're cool. And it steps to the side and says, "Please walk over."
And I walk
It's
over.
asking to get through will be the fucking answer.
It took us a while to get to it.
Yeah.
We're not the asking
Took us
type.
half hour.
We're not the asking type.
We
Um,
got an hour and a half before
We still don't have Shoe back,
Shoe.
right?
No, not yet. But
I
so
think if Shu saw all three of us say, "Hey, can we come in?" I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
it's safe to say that. Yeah.
it's safe
So
to say.
you
Getting
all end up
laughing
walking
right now.
through, and as you're walking to the hallway now, that you're like on the other side now. Your reflections are in the room with you, and they're just like standing there, like, smiling and nodding as you walk by, and
Huh?
like you even get a couple of thumbs up. And as soon as you walk into the hallway, you are now magically brought back out to the entranceway, and there is a small bottle laying at the entrance here of the room that you just went into.
I think I figured it out. We just need to be polite. That's how we figured it out.
Yeah, well,
Reflection. What is that?
actually, we're outside. We don't need to talk to our reflections anymore. There's just a bottle there. Go ahead, Harvey. I mean, you're the one who kind of were the first one to get through, sort of, I guess.
Hey. All right. I'll pick up the bottle.
Okay, you pick up the
And a
bottle, and
genie comes out.
it's definitely magical. You can try to examine it now if you want. I would just ask for an Arcana check.
I guess I could try right now. So Arcana check. I rolled a 5.
You can tell that it's very, very potent and very powerful, but you have no idea what it does.
That's
Can I
accurate.
roll an Arcana check on it.
And all of you hear that voice again, and this time saying, "Ah, yes, a worthy, intelligent travelers for once. Let's see if you can get
It
the
took
other
us
two
forever.
puzzles in the next hour and 27 minutes."